Attention passionate Dallas, COWBOYSFANS. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC East and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Dallas Cowboys' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Dallas Cowboys fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your FRINDS and Dallas, COWBOYSFANS. Let's get to the news now, folks. Today we're diving into some explosive rumors that could reshape the NFC landscape, and more specifically, the Cowboys' championship pursuit. Rumors, as many of you know, are floating around that the Los Angeles Chargers might be shopping one of their most talented and versatile safeties, Derwin James. And this isn't just a random speculation. There are some pretty credible whispers from insiders like Diana Rossini suggesting that the Chargers are considering trading James in exchange for some draft picks, specifically a third-round pick in 2025 and a fourth-round pick in 2026. The motivation behind this? Well, the Chargers are trying to free up cap space, about $15 million, at a time when their record sits at 3-4 and their defense has been far from the dominant unit they hoped for. They've been giving up around 25 points per game, and that's simply not good enough for a team with playoff ambitions. The deadline is coming up fast on November 4th, and with only about a month to go, the pressure is mounting for LA. They have roughly $14 million in cap space right now, and there's a strong push to prioritize bolstering the offensive line after coaching changes and the recent focus on rebuilding the trenches. Now, let's talk about Derwin James himself, because he's not just any safety. This guy is a top-tier talent, a pro bowler and all-pro, and a player whose impact on the field is undeniable. Drafted in 2018, James quickly established himself as one of the most versatile and impactful safeties in the league. He was a first-round pick, and since then he's accumulated an impressive resume: 18 interceptions, 62 passes defensed, 512 tackles, and 28 sacks. That's right, sacks for a safety. His PFF grade over the years has been consistently high, 86.4, which puts him in the top 3 among safeties in the league. His EPA per target is 26, meaning he's effective in reducing the success of opposing passing games. And in 2025, he's been playing at a high level with 5 interceptions, 18 passes defensed, and 62 tackles. He's also missed just one game due to a shoulder injury in Week 4, showing resilience and durability. His tackling success rate is around 89%, and he's a nightmare in the open field, allowing only 4 1-yards after the catch per reception. That kind of versatility makes him a perfect fit for any defense, especially one like Dallas's, which is looking to elevate its secondary. And speaking of Dallas, let's get into how this potential trade could impact the Cowboys specifically. As many of you know, Dallas is currently sitting at 3-4, which isn't where they want to be, but the team has shown resilience and growth. Their safety position, especially after the injury to Wilson, who's been dealing with elbow and shoulder issues, has been a concern. Wilson's absence has led to a slight increase in EPA per target at plus 0.10, which shows the secondary is giving up a bit more than usual. Adding Derwin James to the mix would be like injecting a shot of adrenaline into this defense. James is known for creating turnovers, something the Cowboys have needed more of, and he could be the key piece to turning the secondary into a true playmaking unit. His ability to generate turnovers, projected at about 4 interceptions per game when fully integrated, would significantly reduce the opposing offense's efficiency. His presence could help elevate the entire defense, especially when paired with someone like Trevon Diggs or the emerging rookies. Now, let's look at some numbers because they really tell the story. James has a career-high 5 interceptions this season, and he's been a disruptive force with 18 passes defensed. He's also racked up 62 tackles and 3 sacks, showing that he can contribute both in coverage and in the run game. His success rate on tackles is around 89%, a testament to his reliability. When you compare him to other safeties in the league like Minkah Fitzpatrick, for example, James's metrics hold up very well, especially considering his versatility. His YAC allowed is just 4.1 yards per reception, which is elite, and he's quite effective at limiting yards after the catch, an essential trait in today's NFL where space and YAC are so crucial. In terms of how he would fit into the Cowboys' scheme, it's pretty straightforward. Dallas's defense has been solid, but they need that extra playmaker to take it to the next level. James's ability to cover multiple roles, whether as a single high safety, in the box, or in deep coverage, would give defensive coordinator Dan Quinn a lot of flexibility. Plus, he'd be a great complement to the existing safety, Hooker, who has already made a couple of interceptions this season. Adding James would not only improve the secondary's ability to force turnovers, but also help in reducing the opponent's efficiency on third downs and critical situations. His projected impact could be about a +4 interception per game and a 15% decrease in EPA per pass against Dallas, which is huge considering how much the defense has struggled at times. But of course, there are some skeptics. The Chargers are in a tricky cap situation, about $14 million in cap space, and James's contract for 2026 is hefty, at around $18 million. That conflicts with their plans to extend players like Bosa, and it's understandable that they might want to move him now rather than lose him for nothing in free agency. Plus, some analysts point out that the Chargers' pass coverage has already taken a hit, about 20% EPA, without him in the lineup, exposing Justin Herbert to more pressure and turnovers, including 10 interceptions. So the trade could be seen as a strategic move for LA to rebuild their cap situation and focus on younger players on the defensive line, while the Cowboys see an immediate upgrade in their secondary, especially with the playoffs approaching. And speaking of the postseason, the odds are shifting. Previously, the Cowboys were considered long shots at around +8,000 to win the Super Bowl, but with the potential addition of a player like James, those odds could tighten considerably, perhaps to +4,000 or better. His presence could serve as a true X-factor in the playoffs, making Dallas more competitive in zone coverages, especially against teams like the Giants, who tend to struggle against versatile safeties. The Giants, for instance, give up about 6-8 yards per pass, which opens opportunities for big plays. James's ability to cover ground and create turnovers could be the difference in tight playoff games, elevating Dallas's chances of making a deep run. In conclusion, this potential trade is igniting a new chapter for the Cowboys. Imagine a backfield led by Parsons, a secondary boosted by James's versatility, and a defense that plays with a kind of swagger and playmaking ability that could lead Dallas back to the Super Bowl. James's influence could be akin to what Charles Woodson brought to the Packers in terms of impact and leadership, and Dallas fans should be excited about the possibilities. The idea of chasing that elusive 6th Super Bowl title, especially with a defense that's starting to look more like a championship unit, feels within reach. The Cowboys are in a pivotal moment. Whether this trade happens or not, they are positioning themselves for a serious push, and fans should be ready for some exciting developments in the coming weeks. Pause here just for a second. If you want the YouTube algorithm to keep recommending the latest Dallas Cowboys news to you, it's super important that you leave a like on this video. Go ahead, it's quick and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now let us continue with the big reveal. And now, Dallas Cowboys fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this? Do you think a trade for Derwin James is the move Dallas needs to make to finally push over the top? Or do you believe this could backfire, considering the price and cap implications? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the Cowboys. We love engaging with you, and your insights help build this community of passionate fans. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest Dallas Cowboys news. Whether it's roster moves, game analysis, or playoff predictions, I'll be here to keep you informed and excited. Thanks for sticking with me, and as always, let's go Cowboys.